The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror, ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing to you. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? TGIF. Hope everybody's having a great Friday. Hope everybody's up. They're at it. They're doing their thing. They're happy this morning. Everybody's just up doing their thing, man. Got a lot of good stuff coming out today. Got core CPI coming out today, which you guys know that this is the number one thing that the Fed looks at for interest rates is core CPI data. So definitely gonna be interesting today. See what happens with that. See what's going on. Got a lot of news. You got to look at this big picture news in order to figure out what's really going on with crypto and the stocks. I know a lot of people don't like to look at this big macro news, but you know, because they think everybody thinks that we're in this little small world of crypto and you know a little bit of stocks, but this macro news is it will really affect the micro news. So definitely got to pay attention to what's going on. There's a lot going on right now when it comes to this. And, you know, we're going to get into a little bit of it today. I'm going to look at Bitcoin, going to look at some other cryptos, going to look at XRP is at a key level right now. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at some other stuff, you know, that's going on in the market as well. And there's a lot going on. Go ahead and say hi to everybody and we'll get right into it. Guys got me for about an hour today. Yo, to Junior, good morning, my brother. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, Junior, hit that to everybody. Hit that like button, hit that share button, smash that thing. Glenn, good morning. I know BRL is absolutely moving. One of the winners up to $5. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that chart here a little bit later. Selmo, good morning, my brother. Good morning, TGIF to you, my man. How are you? How are you? Hope you're doing well. We got a couple winners out here, though. Got a couple winners, man. You know, it's not all downhill. We do got a couple winners. Time to wake up, Daniel. Let's go. I'm up, baby. I'm up, Glenn. I'm up, man. I've been up. I wake up early because I like to trade the tail end of the Asian market and the opening of the European market, and then move on into the United States market opening. So, you know, I'm up early, man. I'm an early riser. That's why we here so early, baby. That's why we here. You know, so let's go ahead. Let's get in. Let's get after it, brother. Can't paste. BRL, yeah, BRL is moving, man. BRL is moving, man. I like BRL. You know, I like what's going on. So yeah, definitely like what's going on over there with BRL. I like my rewards too. They seem to be coming in pretty steady right now. I concentrate with BRL. I concentrate more on my rewards than I actually do the price action of the token. So, it's you know, all about that passive income when you get into projects like that, and it's all about volume. So, got the Asian market. They didn't close too well. They didn't close too well at all. Got the European market over here. Let's see here where the European market is. Looks like it's all in green. They're trading pretty damn well right now. Trading pretty good, doing their thing. So the European market woke up. They didn't finish that well yesterday, so woke up making a comeback today. United States markets all in red as of right now, but they're just slightly in red. They're not absolutely terrible. This could flip. This could flip at any given moment because they're not. They're really not that bad. Go ahead and take a look at where the gold price is right now. Gold price is down 3,200. That's a big deal because this is where people are running when gold goes up. Crypto usually is doing well. People are running for safety, all that stuff. Gold right now it's down a little bit. So people aren't necessarily running for safety. They're going ahead and putting their money in the market, which is good. But here's a big one, right? The U.S. and China tariff talks, they kind of broke down a little bit, and Scott Bessent came out yesterday and said that this is going to take Trump and Xi to come out and have these conversations themselves. Obviously, the people are lower on the totem pole that were talking about these tariffs. They couldn't get this done. Heat, good morning, my brother. How are you? TGIF, baby, TGIF. They couldn't get this done, so we're gonna need the big boys to jump on in there and go ahead and start some negotiations. The court ruling yesterday, 2 days ago, the court ruled that the tariffs themselves were unconstitutional, and then another court came back and said, "Hold on, we're gonna go ahead and pause that ruling and see where we go." So this thing is up in the air, and whenever these things are up in the air like this, you're gonna have markets that tank. Stock market, crypto market, all the markets are gonna react to these things. They didn't go down as far as everybody was expecting them to go down, but they still took a tank. And these things aren't good for the markets, right? When you keep getting these news and you're trading on tweets and Truth Central Post, and you're trading on and you're also trading on the court rulings as well. So these things just aren't good. It's not good right now when it comes to all of this stuff. But this is what I keep saying: you got to know the macro. You got to know the macro. What's going on macro to get to the micro, right? So you got to pay attention to this stuff. Definitely have to pay attention. But Nvidia came out yesterday or 2 days ago, absolutely crushed their earnings. Their stock absolutely is going crazy, and this is where the majority of the money sits, guys. Is when it comes to AI and everything else, sits in Nvidia. Nvidia is absolutely killing it. They killed their earnings. They're killing their stock price right now. So Nvidia is definitely making a move. Definitely making a move. Tesla stocks are they're going to come up. You got Elon. He's going to step down from Doge. He's going to concentrate more on his companies. Basically just said, kind of sick of what's going on, sick of everything. So, it is what it is. He's stepping down. Press conference today at 1:00 for everybody to say goodbye to Elon, and life will move on, right? Life will move on. So, let's go. BRL is doing really, really well, man. Like I said, we'll get there, man. I do like where BRL is. So I like where BRL is, and we do have some projects that are actually doing pretty well in this crazy market that we're in. So get us to the super cycle. Yeah, I agree, someone, but like I think there's a lot of people go crazy about these markets, but I think that there's we're setting up for a bullish run. And we'll get into that in a minute, but I definitely think that we're setting up for a bullish run. And a lot of people look at the immediate and say, "Oh my God, this is terrible," but the setup is what I think where we are right now, and it's setting up pretty nice. Did Elon really step down? Yeah, Elon stepped down. Elon's gone. Press conference at 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. Where they're gonna go ahead and say bye. Elon just he did a couple news interviews over the weekend and throughout the week, and he was just like, you know what, I tried to do a good thing, try to show everybody kind of where the money was, and how people were getting robbed, and people started burning down my plants, and all of this other stuff, and he kind of stepped down. Didn't like the budget that was put. He didn't like the big beautiful bill because it's going to add to the deficit, and he was in there trying to cut the deficit, and the big beautiful bill ended up adding to the deficit. He kind of stepped down. So he has legitimate reasons. He has legitimate reasons. So I can't say that I disagree with what he's saying, but we'll see. DJ and Brian, what's going on? Liquidity. Yeah, I mean, we got big liquidity levels that need to be stomped out right now, Brian. So there's huge liquidity levels that need to be stomped out right now that we need to get there's billions of dollars in liquidity in Bitcoin that these lizard people are going to stomp these guys out is what's going to happen. So amazing where you find people. Yo, we right here, man. We right here, man. But we're stomped out. So there's going to be some stuff that needs to be stomped out. So let's go ahead. Let's have a look. Let's have a look and kind of see where we're at right now from a market standpoint, and let's bring some sensibility to where we are. Brian's my exit liquidity. He's mad at Believe. Yo, man. Yo, I can't call it what it. You got to do what you got to do, man. DG bringing the business. It is what it is, man. And we talk real talk around here. But when we look at this, man, when we look at what's really going on out here, you got to look at all of this big macro stuff to understand what's going on. And people can try to call this market all they want, right? And the thing about calling this market is there's a couple disadvantages you have when you're trying to call a market like this. One disadvantage you have is you're not trading off of fundamentals, right? As much as we hedge our bets and we look at charts and we try to trade off of fundamentals, we try to hedge our bets and do the best we can. We're really trading off of tweets and true social posts. That's what's pumping the market, and that's what's dumping the markets right now. And also court rulings, and you can't call that, right? You can't say, I think that this person is going to wake up this morning and they're going to put out a post that's going to pump the markets, or they're going to put out a post that's going to tank the markets, or what the courts are going to say. So we're really not trading off of fundamentals right now, right? And the other reason that you can't really call this market right now, to a certain extent, everybody acts like they want to, is you have big, huge institutional money in this market right now. And these lizard people are going to come and suck this liquidity out of this market as much as they possibly can, right? So when you look at somebody trying to call this market, right, you don't know what these lizard people are going to do, because we haven't had this much lizard money inside of cryptocurrency ever. In the history of crypto, there's never been this much money inside of this market. So if the lizard people look and they say there's $20 billion worth of liquidities sitting down there at a long position, right? Well, they're going to go ahead and they're going to tank this market, and they're going to try to suck that liquidity right out of that market, right? And if they go up and they say there's, billions of dollars of liquidity sitting up there in the short position, way up top there, they're going to go up there, they're going to try to suck that liquidity out of the market and stomp them out, right? So like these are the games that we're playing right now. So anybody trying to call this market, I'm just going to put it out there. Anybody trying to call this market off of a prior cycle, you can't do it. That's not trading the same. Uh, you guys are getting wrecked over there on the other channel. You guys are getting wrecked over there on the other channel. Brian, are you getting wrecked over there watching that other channel? Your boy, Bill Boy, he might be easy out of jail. What's going on, Elmo? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, my brother. So, when we look at this thing, we gotta we gotta do what we gotta do, right? We gotta trade the market that's in front of our face, man. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's get into some of these fundamentals. Let's look at some of these things that are going on right now. You got the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index sitting at 61 right now. We are definitely in Bitcoin season. You see this continually drop. We're at 20 out of 100. Definitely in Bitcoin season right now. Fell out of altcoin season. When is altcoin season going to run? We're definitely going to get into what some of these charts look like. I watch a few. All right, Brian. Don't get wrecked out there, Brian. Don't get wrecked out there. 65 days. 65 days. All right, man. But I think that we're gonna we're gonna be all right here. You got total market cap sitting at 3.333 trillion. Definitely took a little step back for total market cap, but we're still above 3 trillion. People forget, $3 trillion was the top of the last bull market. So we're still better off than where we left before. So you think about that, that's how much liquidity is sitting in this market right now. People are always like, oh my God, market cap sucks right now. It's not really moving. There's more liquidity. There's more market. The market cap's bigger than where the last bull run was. So what I tell everybody is sit back, relax, and quit complaining. Right? We're gonna be just fine. The setup is in. The setup's right here. We're getting ready to go into this super cycle, and you have to be able to allow this thing to set up. But this, $3.33 trillion. If anybody would have said, we're going to put $3.33 trillion in the market just 6 months ago, everybody would have been jumping up and down. But now that it's here, you get a little bit of volatility, everybody's crying. His heart was in the right place. Yeah, I think Elon's heart was in the right place. I think he tried to do the right thing, but here it is. You can't sacrifice your businesses. You can't sacrifice your businesses for trying to do some stuff. I mean, he called some stuff out that people need to pay attention to, right? And a lot of times, when people get mad, at somebody who's calling something out, but they don't get mad at the people who are robbing you, then there's probably underlying objective there, and I thought it was funny that people were talking about all of these whiz kids in here in the government, finding all this money and how they were too young, and what are these whiz kids doing in here? Well, these kids are just smarter than you are. That's all. Ken, good morning, good early afternoon, my brother. People were getting mad at them. These young 20, 25-year-old kids were in here, basically exposing everybody just because they're just smarter than you. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just got to admit it. Age doesn't matter. Knowledge does. SXT. Don't know a lot about SXT. So, but yeah, 1:30 today, Elon's going to say bye. It's probably really good for Tesla, really good for X, really good for Tesla, really good for SpaceX that he steps away. But everybody wants to know what happened to Bitcoin in the market yesterday. It's right here. You had a negative day. Look at the ETF inflows and outflows from yesterday. You're negative $257 million of outflows yesterday. These ETFs absolutely bled out yesterday. That's what happened. Right. That's literally why this market tanked, is because these ETFs bled out $257 million worth of liquidity yesterday. They sold off. This is the lizard people. These are the big lizard people sucking the liquidity out of the market, right? And this is how they're doing it, right? This is how they're doing it. And they're doing it through these ETFs. So I tell you guys, with these ETFs, they're good and bad. You got to be able, if we get more and more ETFs, you better know how to play this game, or you're going to get wrecked, And we talked about this on Wednesday, and I said to you guys right here, I still have it on the chart. I said Bitcoin's been in this ascending channel for months now, right? It's been going straight up for months, but the RSI has been going down, which is a divergence from what should be happening. So if it falls out of this channel, it's going to fall down to like 106. Well, it's below 106. So now we're looking at 105. If it doesn't get back up to 106, now we're looking at a price level between like 104 and 102, right? So if this thing continues to fall out of that channel, which, here's the thing, when you're in a channel like this, I don't care what token you are, whether you're Bitcoin, whether you're Ethereum, or whether you're shitcoin Inu, right? It doesn't matter. When you're in a channel like that and you're rising like that and your RSI is going down, the chances you break into the upside of that channel is 99% negative. 99% that won't happen. So you had to have a breakdown of Bitcoin. Bitcoin was going to break down at some point. It had to fall. But this is a good thing. And people look at this as a negative. This is a good thing. Why is this a good thing? People say, and why do I think that this sets up for altcoin season? We'll get to Ethereum in a minute. Why do I think that this sets up for altcoin season? Because if you look at the RSI now, it's all the way down, right? It's all the way down, which means that this thing is completely oversold. The last time we were this far down, right here on this completely oversold territory, was right here. It literally was right here. And if you go back up here and you look at the price was about $80,000. $80,000 was the last time that Bitcoin was like literally this oversold, right? And what happened when it got to be this oversold right here, where it is right now? You've seen this. This was the bottom between 80 and 75,000, and then boom, this is what generated this rocket ship to the top right here, when it got to be as oversold as it is right now. So you think about this, think about where we are right now. So Bitcoin's resetting its price, right around 105.8 right now. It's resetting its price. It's probably going to go sideways for a little while, build up this RSI, build up this buy pressure right there. And if things go the way that they're supposed to, right here is where you're seeing that big run up to all-time high. Bitcoin will set itself up to go to to run, right? It's going to set itself up, and that's what it's doing. It's just having a reset, and you need this reset in order to go up. You can't just stay in an upward trending channel the whole time. You have to reset, and that's exactly what Bitcoin's doing right now. And then Ethereum, when we get over here to Ethereum, and we're talking about these projects because these are what makes the market run, right? This is what makes the market run. Bitcoin and Ethereum make this market go. Everything else is a sideshow. 63.1% of all of this market cap is sitting in Bitcoin, and 9.5% is sitting in Ethereum. Everything after these two projects right here is a sideshow. Their altcoins are a sideshow. They'll run. They're going to make us some money, but they're not going to they're not going to run the market. Bitcoin, Ethereum are running the market right now. They're just the two largest tokens on the chain. So they're the two largest tokens in crypto. Yeah. So you have to respect that, right? This market's going to run how Bitcoin runs, right? 63% of that 63% of that $3.3 trillion is tied up in Bitcoin, right? So another, call it 9.5. So if you split this, you look at like over 70 something percent is tied up in a Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? And then you look at the rest of the altcoins, probably the big ones, probably, you got another 27% of the market cap sitting over here, and the rest of the altcoins, right? You can say the rest of the top 100 probably sucks up about another 20% of that liquidity, right? So when you get down to your low market cap meme coins, they're almost irrelevant to the space when it comes to market cap. They're almost completely irrelevant when it comes to market. They don't push enough volume to be, to really push this market. Yeah, they're going to make you some money, but they're not going to push the market. That's just facts. They're just not going to push the market. What is this SXT? 99%. 99%. Yeah, basically. Yeah, about 99%. Wowzers. Yeah, it's still loaded. The heat map, they're going to come down. What's going to happen is they're going to suck up. There's a ton of liquidity in Bitcoin right now. A ton of liquidity that they're going to suck up right now between 100, between like 106 and like 103,000. They're going to suck. The lizard people are going to drop this market. They're going to suck a ton of liquidity out of there. Time to buy BTC. I buy BTC every day. I buy BTC every day. Like I look and I figure out where it's going to trade sideways at, and I buy BTC every day. Literally a little bit every single day. And the reason why is because you should never sell your Bitcoin. You should never sell your Bitcoin. Because with your Bitcoin, you really never have to sell it. You can borrow against it. You can get yield from it. You can do everything that you need to do with your Bitcoin. Like literally, you can take a loan out against your Bitcoin and be fine. You should never sell your Bitcoin. I that's my opinion. I never sell my Bitcoin. So my ETH, ETH is interesting right now. ETH is setting up. It's got a bull flag on it. You see the pole right here, and then you see it trading sideways. It's got bull flag on it. It's getting beat down right here on the 200-day moving average, right? Until it breaks out of this until it breaks over this 200-day moving average, you're just going to trade sideways, right? Now it gave us ETH gave us a little bit of a hey, pump up to 2,700. Hey, are you guys ready for the bull market or not, right? And it gave us a little pump up. Everybody got pumped up. Everybody was hyped, and then boom, tanked right back down to 26, right? Kind of gave us a little sign to say, hey, are you guys ready? Are you guys like really ready for this super cycle? Really ready? And it pumped up, and then boom, dropped back down. So, but it's definitely got this flag going on, right? There's the pole. We're trading sideways. 99% of the time when you get this flagpole right here, you're shooting up. You're getting ready to take off, right? You're just building up right here, building up, and you're getting ready to take off. Over 90% of the time when you see a bull flag like this, you're getting ready. You're going up. You're going to go up. Now, barring any disaster, right? barring any crazy disaster, you are definitely on your way up, right? So, we'll see. Yeah, BTC joined the big boys. BTC is all about this is institutional investors that are moving Bitcoin. It's institutional investors that are moving the Ethereum price too. I mean, you come over here and you look at it when your ETFs, when you have these types of ETF, XRP is about to be in the same situation. People, and this is why I caution everybody, about these ETFs. I like them and hate them at the same time. Ethereum's in the same situation. When you have this much money, right? Ethereum ETFs haven't really taken off, right? But when you're pushing $91 million to the negative side yesterday in the Ethereum ETF, right? $91 million to the negative side, right? And you come over here just the day before, you're pushing $84 million to the positive side, right? That's a crap ton of money that you're pushing through the Ethereum ETF, right? Yeah, it's sitting next to the Bitcoin ETF, so it doesn't get a lot of publicity, a lot of exposure. People don't really talk about it. But the big boys are running this price. This isn't retail investors running this price, right? It's just not how that works. You don't have these guys are pushing the price, and pretty soon you're going to see XRP up here. You're going to see Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, and we're going to be talking about the same thing when we get over here to XRP in the next, probably after the summer. You're going to look at this price right here, and this price will be dictated by what happens over here on the ETF scale. That will dictate the XRP price once the spot ETFs are out, and the big boys will run that price. They will run that price on a daily. What's up, Fairground? Good morning, good afternoon to you, brother. And some people don't like to admit that. They're like, oh yeah, it's going to be about what happens on chain and all this. No, it's going to be about what the big boys think that your price is going to be for that day. The ETFs will run that. Now, there's good news when it comes to these ETFs as well. They signed a order where these ETFs now can go into your 401k plans, which basically is locking these away, right? Like, who cashes out their 401ks, right? You're basically locking that away. So that's I think that's really good. That's really bullish sign right there. So I think we're in a good spot, right? Ethereum tease. We had an Ethereum tease. Ethereum pumped up to 2,700, and they said, "Are you guys ready for this super cycle?" And everybody was pumped up. Hell yeah, we're ready. And then it decided that, yeah, that's nice that you guys ready. We're not ready yet, right? So I think, when you look at Ethereum setup, you couldn't get a better setup than where Ethereum is right now. It's got the pole right here, the flag right here, is trading sideways. 99% of the time, that breaks to the top. Side. It has a blow off top to it, right? So Ethereum setting itself up pretty damn well right now. So I really like where Ethereum is, but you got to understand what's going on with Bitcoin right now. Like, there was no way, and Bitcoin's running this market. You can be in shitcoin Inu, and if Bitcoin drops, the whole market's going to drop, and that token's going to drop as well. It doesn't matter. You got to understand that. Well, I shouldn't say all of them. Most of them will drop. Most of the market will drop with Bitcoin. Some will still run. So, but there was no way that was going to continue to run with that bearish divergence that was going on. It had to reset itself. That price had to reset itself, and that's what it did. And that's what it's doing, I should say. And we'll find out where it resets itself. Does it reset itself at 105, 106? Does it reset itself at 103? Does it reset itself, in between the two? Does it drop? Like when you pull this back and you look, there's a couple levels like between like 106 and 103, and then you drop down here and you're looking at 103 to 90K. Who are you going to get mad if Bitcoin drops down to 90K? Who's going to get pissed off? You know what I mean? Who's going to get mad? Because what I'm showing you right now is the last time that this thing was this oversold, where we are right now, down this far right here, was right here. And you had this massive move up to new all-time highs. So I don't know. You tell me, you gonna get mad? Had enough of waiting. Everybody's ready for altcoin season, but this is the cycle that these lizard people put you in, right? They get sick. They wean you out to the point where you get so sick of waiting around. You get so sick of it, and then you end up doing something crazy like selling your positions or selling your bags or doing something like that, and then all of a sudden the price takes off on you. Why? Because they waited you out, they bought your liquidity, and you're sitting at home scratching your head going, damn, I fumbled that. You're all in on Solana. I have a nice long position on Solana. I got in like way when the market really came down. I have a nice long position, and I just been riding that. But when you look at where Solana is, right? Solana right now is pulling back into these moving averages right here, right? Solana's kind of resetting itself like Bitcoin, right? When you look at where Solana is, the last time it was this oversold right here, you go back up here, you look at the price, Solana's sitting, 140, 146, right? The last time it was oversold as far down as it is right now, it's sitting at 146, and then it did what? It made this ride to the upside, right? It made this ride a little bit right here. And then you come over here, it's oversold right here. You come down here, it did the same thing. Made a nice little move back up into the averages, back up, into here. So, Solana's got a decent setup. I mean, it's probably going to pull back a little bit more. So it's probably going to pull back. Don't be surprised to see if we continue on the market reset. Don't be surprised to see Solana sitting. If it breaks this support level where it is right now, don't be surprised if you see Solana sitting at around 150, 160. It very well could happen. I'm not going to be mad at it. I'm not going to be mad about that. ETH is going to run. ETH's going to run. I don't know about huge, but it'll run. ETH will get to its all-time high again. ETH will get to its all-time high again, but it's setting itself up for a huge run to the upside right now. As long as the market kind of does what it's doing right now, we're just going through a reset. XRP will flip ETH. I've said that. I've been saying that the whole bull market. XRP will flip ETH. This run, it will flip ETH. There's no doubt about it. Just like Pepe will flip SHIB. This bull run, not next bull run. This bull run. Yeah. Big Watch dudes in the building. Big Watch dudes in the building. What's up? Yeah. This is what I'm saying, Big Watch. Pretty soon, XRP is going to be ran institutionally just like Bitcoin and Ethereum. And they're going to dictate the price, right? They're going to dictate that price, right? It's not going to be retail investors that are going to dictate the price. Retail investors can't move a market cap that big. This is the last pullback. I'm not going to say that this is the last pullback. A lot of people have been saying, "Oh, this is the last pullback. This is the last pullback," and up to this point, all of them have been wrong, right? It's because we're not trading off of fundamentals, right? We're not trading off of fundamentals, so we don't know that, right? We don't know if this is the last pullback or not. What we do know is that these are the charts that we have in front of our face. This is what we can trade, right? This is what we can trade. These are the charts that are sitting in front of our face, and this is what we have, right? And whether or not we get another pullback or not, like, do you see BTC getting a 30% pullback from here? No, probably not. Probably not. Like, there's too much institutional money. Do you see Ethereum pulling back, another 20 to 30%? No, probably not. Too much institutional money. Though, when we do look at XRP, we have to look at XRP. When we look at this, XRP's in a spot, man. Ooh, boy, are they in a spot. They made it back up to 220. They dropped to 219, right, this morning. But when you look at all of the moving averages, the 200-day, the 50, the 30, all of that, they're dangerously close to losing this level. Dangerously close to losing this level. And if they lose this level, if they lose this 220 level, looks like 220. If they lose this 220 support right here, you could see an XRP under $2. If they lose, they're dangerous. They're teetering right now on the edge of losing this support right here. They're right here. It is. It's right here at 220. If they lose that, look at all that support that they're trading on right now, all up through here, right? If they lose that, there's a huge liquidity gap sitting right here that they're going to have to fill. And that's not going to be pretty. That's not going to be pretty for price action. It could get nasty. It could get nasty over here in XRP if they don't hold this 220. If they don't hold this 220, you look at this liquidity gap from here, from about 180 all the way down to about 50 cents. There's nothing. You have to go all the way back to, you got to go all the way back to 2023 to find a support level for that. It could get ugly over here. That being said, I had a nice long position in XRP that I picked up during this liquidity gap right here, and I shut it down last night. Because if they don't hold this line, that thing's coming down. It's coming down. James, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm behind on the chat. I'm way behind on the chat, guys. BlackRock has got crypto on lock. Ripple to a certain extent, yes. But BlackRock is running this market right there. Right now. Right now, BlackRock is literally running this market. The XRP ETFs are what's going to send XRP to this next level, right? It's that it needs them ETFs to come out right now. It needs, you guys know how I feel about these ETFs, but XRP needs these ETFs. They need them, and they need them bad, because with this market cap, right? With XRP's market cap, to where it is right now at this given moment, there's no retail money that's going to push this market cap up to that $3 mark without getting without getting these ETFs in there. So $8 is a target. Yeah, it needs XRP needs these ETFs. They need them bad. I'll add some more XRP to my spot bag if if uh if it dips. If XRP goes to $2, I'll start adding to my spot long-term bag. I do think there's an opportunity. There's an opportunity that XRP dips. Especially if these ETFs don't come out. So you look at these markets. I mean, yesterday was a shit show. Like, you look at this thing, man. It was an absolute crap show. This thing is bleeding red. You come over here, you look at the hour though. We're definitely starting to come back. Definitely starting to come back a little bit this morning. Definitely starting to move a little bit, and move to the green side. But the green side of the pullback from yesterday, right? That's what we got going on today. We're definitely starting to move. You know, you got to regain some of this, right? You got to regain some of what you lost yesterday. And I think that's what the market's going to do today on this Friday morning. It's going to look at, you're going to look at these things and you're going to go, all right, what's going to happen today? We're going to dip into some of these losses yesterday. I mean, you look at Pepe's down 9%. Like, you got to cut into some of that, right? WIF down 7%. You know, XDC down 5%. These were big hits yesterday. These were huge hits yesterday. Huge hits. And you know, that's what's going to happen this morning. You're going to look at this, except for XBX 6900. Man, I don't know. It only took a 3% hit. That thing's up to $1.14. I think we were telling you guys to look at that at 30 cents. I believe so. I believe that was the plan. You know, believe that was the plan at 30 cents. We've been telling you guys to look at that, but up to $1.14. I don't know. That looks like a pretty goddamn good gain to me. But yeah, and it's still running. But you see us. We're starting to move a little bit into positive territory and start to regain something from yesterday. We got popped yesterday. There's just no way around it. We got popped yesterday. XLM and XRP are on the move. Yeah, a lot of things are going to be on the move today, Fairground. They got a lot of ground to make up from yesterday. A lot of ground. I don't think that BTC is going to drop below 103, to tell you the truth. Even on a pullback right now, I don't think it's going below 103. And I think that'll turn the market. And I think, like I said, Ethereum's ready. Ethereum's ready for a massive, massive run. So we're ready. Look at Tron though, holding steady at 27 cents. Sui, not doing too bad. 347, not doing too bad. This hyper liquid token, $17. We were talking about this. Told you guys, this is a new platform. This is what everybody's looking for. Chainlink sitting at $14.50. Got popped yesterday. Avalanche 21.78, popped yesterday. Stellar 27 cents. This thing came down from 28, touching 29 cents, right? It dropped 2 cents. That's a lot of market cap. So let's see if it can gain it back today. H bar 17 cents. H bar's been on that downhill slide. It's got to break out. We're same story, same song dance. Pepe sitting at 403,303, which is good because when I woke up this morning, it was sitting at 40287, somewhere up in there. So definitely good. Look at the Pi network. Got popped yesterday, 67 cents. That got hit pretty good yesterday too. Hit that like button, y'all. Yeah, hit that like button, y'all. What do I think about injectable? I like it. I like it as an AI play. I don't own it because I own other AI plays, but I like it as I like it as a play. I like it. I think it's going to do well. I think it's probably one of the undervalued projects. Pi needs a big exchange. Pi does need a big exchange. Pi needs Coinbase Binance, something like that. They definitely need a bigger exchange. I think Pi is going to do just fine. Pi's going to do just fine. It will get listed. It'll get listed on them big exchanges. There's no doubt about it. I do like Pi. I like it. I like it for its to get listed there. What we got going on? Like I said, we got core PC coming out today, which is huge because this is what the Feds look at, right, for their interest rate. But look at the SEC files a dismissal in the Binance case. Finally looking to wrap this one up, right, and move on from that. But here's a big deal right here. The SEC will block access to Bybit, OKX, and other unlicensed exchanges by June 28th. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Bybit, the SEC is going to block Bybit, OKX, and others if they're unlicensed in the United States. Pay attention to that. Pay close attention. The SEC was completely out of the headlines once Dirty Gary left, right? Here we go. You're getting back into the headlines again. Now, I'm not saying I'm for this or against this, right? Whether or not they're going to block you if you're unlicensed in the United States. I'm just saying the SEC is now starting to come back into the headlines when it comes to crypto and blocking people and doing things that could have a negative impact on crypto. So pay attention. Pay attention. Yeah, this is big. This is big right here. When you start, Bybit, OKX are not small exchanges. These are big exchanges, and they a lot of volume. And a lot of people in the United States use Bybit and OKX. So here's the thing. If Bybit, OKX, and whoever else isn't licensed in the United States, they need to go ahead and take care of that. They need to go ahead and take care of that. Or there's going to be some carnage that's going to happen if they shut these exchanges down. And people will get wrecked off of that move. On chain, you got BSC. Look at that, $12.3 billion. Ethereum's moving up, $3.4 billion. Solana doing its thing, man, $2.2 billion. Solana's onboarding new users faster than any other blockchain out there. Solana. I was looking at the numbers the other day. They're onboarding more new users than any other blockchain out there. So just think about that for a minute. Base just under $1 billion, 995 million right now. So just under $1 billion. But look at Arbitrum, $902 billion. I told you guys to watch out for Arbitrum, and Arbitrum its volume just keeps clicking up, and up. And there's that Hyperliquid token I was telling you guys to watch out for, sitting at number 6. Not doing too bad at all. So we're sitting at 7. So, but pay attention, because Solana's onboarding new users at the fastest rate in the history of crypto, really, is basically what the article is saying. So new users are favoring Solana right now. Kraken is cool. Kraken is cool. Kraken's got its license. It's doing its thing right now in the United States. Robinhood's got a huge crypto event June 30th. They're getting ready to do a live stream. They're getting ready to roll some stuff out on their platform as well. So you better watch out for Robinhood. Yeah, didn't I say Thailand? Did I not say Thailand? Did I say United States? I meant Thailand. But there's a ton of volume over there. I might have misspoke on that. I'm so used to saying the United States. I might have said the United States. One pie a week. That's all you're mining? What has Solana been doing to attract that attention? They've been launching a crap ton of meme coins over there, and they've been running up to millions and millions of dollars, and everybody's chasing the FOMO. But people will get wrecked. That's what will make people run out of crypto. But that's what they've been doing. They've been launching meme coins like crazy, and they've been running. They're runners, man. When you look at just come over here. Let's go have a look. Let's go back here. When we go to meme coins, right? When you go to the top meme coins, let's just go to the top meme coins, right? Dogecoin, right? Not on Solana. Shib not on Solana. Pepe's on ETH. You got Trump coin. That's a Solana based token. Bonk. That's a Solana based token. Fart coin. That's a Solana based token. SPX 6900. That one's kind of cross chained, right? It's pegged to a couple different chains. Dogwood Hat. That's a Solana token, right? Floki, BNB. Pudgy Penguin. I believe Pudgy Penguin's on Solana. Could be wrong. Brett. That's a base token, right? ApeCoin's got its own chain. Dog. This is the Bitcoin dog, right? This one right here, I think is gonna move. This is the biggest meme coin on the Bitcoin network right there. That one ain't no joke, man. But what they're doing, Big Watch, is when you look at the majority Popcat, that's a Solana token, right? When you look at the majority of the top memes, are sitting on Solana. That's what they're doing. That they're putting up numbers. They're putting up these market caps over here with these meme coins, and people want a piece, and they want a piece of that early. Slowed it down. They're moving into more and more non meme coin projects, but they're always going to be the meme coin people. They have to break that reputation. That's going to be hard for them to break. Yeah, Trump's a soul token. So isn't Melania. That's what I thought. I thought Pudgy was. So I said I wasn't sure, but I thought it was. So that's why they're on board new users. They're putting out billions of dollars of tokens. Billions. I mean, just take the Trump token out of it, right? Just take the Trump token out of it. Look at Bonk. Look at the market cap on Bonk. Look at the market cap, on Fartcoin. Look at the market cap on Dogwood Hat. Look at the market cap on Pudgy Penguin. Look at the market cap on a lot of these projects that are sitting over here on Solana. These market caps are huge, man, and people want in. So, but yeah, guys. So we get out of here this morning, but I just wanted to bring you guys on and let you guys know. Here we are, right? Here we are. Ethereum looks good. You know what I mean? Ethereum looks good. Solana, we're setting up we're setting ourselves up for this run. And I know people are kind of like sick of it, right? I'm sick of it too. I'm sick of the ups, I'm sick of the downs, I'm sick of the movement, I'm sick of all of this, right? But what I can tell you is just looking at what's going on right now, the market's in a reset. It's going through a reset, and this is a good thing. People look at this as bad. This is a good thing. And I think that when we reset the market, every time we reset the market moves to the upside. Uh, where would I launch a coin? Oh, Base Queen, where would I launch a coin? Ooh. I would probably launch a coin on Base just because you would have time to build it out. You would have time to build it out. If you were looking for a quick movement and you had a community, I would probably launch it on Solana just because you could get in and get out. But if you were just trying to build a community and build a long standing project, I'd probably launch it on Base. But the market's going to reset itself, and this is what we're going through right now, guys. And this isn't a problem. This is actually a really good thing because you have to bring new people in. You have to make the price enticing to people. They got to see a pullback. They got to see a good entry point, all that good stuff that goes along with that. And that's kind of what's happening right now. But also with that, when these things happen, you also have to look at some projects that could be in the danger zone, right? Of making a bigger fall than the rest, right? Because there's no support, there's no liquidity, there's liquidity zones, there's things like that. So you have to go back and look at what you're invested in. You have to go back and look at the projects that you're invested in and go, all right, so at what point, if this thing continues to pull back, at what point can I add to my bag or get a better entry or do whatever, right? So there's a lot going on in the market right now. And I think, you always have to evaluate your bags, right? Like I tell you guys, every 30 days, I reevaluate my bags. I recalculate my bags. I redo everything, right? And I make sure that my percentages are right, all of that stuff. And I would really encourage you guys to every 30 days, look at your portfolio, look at the crypto you own and go, am I over invested in this particular token? Am I over invested in this? Is all of my money stacked in RWAs, for example? If it is, you need to diversify a little bit. Do I own too much Bitcoin? Do I own too many meme coins, right? And I always tell you guys, like, my portfolio is based with 3% of my portfolio is based in low market cap meme coins, right? 3%. All the rest are in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the bigger altcoins. And, they're broken up into sectors, RWA, AI, so on and so forth, right? Layer ones, layer twos, things like that. So, rebalance that portfolio, make sure your portfolio looks good for you, because there's going to be volatility in this market. This market's going to go up. This market's going to go down. There's going to be volatility. And you have to be confident in what you're invested in, because you have to be able to hold through a lot of that stuff that's going on right now. And we'll see where this market goes. I think we'll get a turnaround today. I think we'll start to make up some of the gains that we lost yesterday today. But keep in mind, it is Friday, right? It's Friday. So going into the weekend, we usually have that late Friday afternoon pullback, right? So be kind of ready for that as well. And this is why you have dry powder sitting on the side all the time. I tell you guys that all the time. Never be 100% invested in this market, because if you're 100% invested in this market, you can't buy these dips. So always have some dry powder sitting on the side, guys. So we're up out of here for the day. Buy more BRL. Yeah, BRL. We didn't get into them charts today, but I can tell you right now, BRL sitting at $5, 501. And you're getting a crap ton of USDC rewards over there as well. So BRL is definitely doing this thing. BRL, I don't know. BRL was brought here around $2. People were selling it. I kind of got in, sitting at $5 right now. I know a lot of other people got in got in earlier than that. So my your dry powder is where? Uh your dry powder is gold. Hey, hey, gotta love gold, man. Have a good day, Elmo. Have a good day, brother. Base Queen. Fire sale. You got to be able to buy the fire sales, baby. If you go to the store, I always say, if you go to the store, you walk into a store and the whole store is 50% off. Are you going shopping? I'm going shopping. I'm going shopping. I'm going shopping. So if you walk into a store and everything is 70% off in the store, you're going shopping. So if you walk into the crypto market and everything's 10% off or 20% off, if you're not shopping, what the hell are you doing? You know what I mean? You're missing a good sale. So with that, guys, we're up out of here. Be back at you guys on Monday. We're gonna change the stream up a little bit next week on because I do have to travel on Wednesday, but we'll talk a little bit about that on Monday. So I have to travel on Wednesday, so I'm thinking about streaming Monday, Tuesday, Friday, or Monday, Thursday, Friday. So we'll see what's up. But you guys have a great day, and we are up out of here, and we'll see you guys Monday. And peace.